together we're Dan and Mike's Photography 101. I'd like to welcome you to our first session here, to our first video session. I guess, as you can see, this is no professional production. It's just Mike and I have been best friends since, what, 6th grade?
Something like that.
A lot more hair than
Oh, yeah.
a little smaller waistline, but we're pretty much the same as we've always been. What we're doing is we're basically just putting some video sessions together because we'd like to take those people out there that are trying to get into photography, or maybe those people that are into photography now, today, and would just like to learn a few things more about their camera, or maybe just taking pictures in general. Now, Michael and I are, would you say we're professionals?
No.
No, not even close. Okay, not even close. But what we are is we're just two guys that like photography, and we just got together one day and said, we'd really like to maybe put some videos out there to kind of show people some of the stuff that we do, whether it's right or wrong. Photography is a very subjective type of subject, meaning necessarily something that Michael likes might not be something that I care for, right?
That's right.
I mean, I put pictures out there that Michael will call me up and laugh at, and say, what are you thinking?
And I do the same thing.
Absolutely. So it's like I said, it's very subjective. So you can either, you can take what we are trying to convey or trying to teach you, and if it works, that's great. Go for it. Use it. If you like the idea, but you don't kind of like the way we presented it or the way we use it, just go ahead and modify it to your needs, however it best suits you. What do you think?
I think that sounds good, Dan. That
Okay.
sounds good.
So what we're going to do, these upcoming sessions, this session right now is just it's kind of an introductory video where we just wanted to introduce ourselves. We want to tell you a little bit about what we plan for the project to entail down the road, some more videos that we're going to produce. Once again, we're not professionals. We have questions and we're constantly learning. And I hope that we get questions from you guys out there watching this, and hopefully maybe we can learn some things off of you guys, because we're always striving to improve our skills, we're always trying to get better. That being said, Mike, how long have you been in photography now?
Oh, maybe 5 years, somewhere around there. 5
And
years.
as I say, I'm about the same. So that just shows you we haven't. Now, I have to say, I did get into photography back in the 80s when it was film. When I was in the service, I had got my first DSLR, and I got into photography for about maybe a year and a half. And that's where I basically picked up a lot of my knowledge and understanding, because your film cameras pretty much works very similar to the way your digital works today, in the theories and the concepts of how they work. So I was in it a little bit longer, but we're both in it generally about the same amount of time. And we're both not rocket scientists. At least I'm not.
Of course, Dan's got a lot more knowledge in it than me. And I still consider myself, down in. I'm still learning a lot. But that's where this program is going to teach us.
And I'm learning. So, and hopefully these video sessions will eventually get better. Maybe we can invest a little bit more money into better equipment, things like that. I'm not rich. Mike's not rich either. I'm kind of on a limited budget. That's just the way it is nowadays. So, but what we foresee down the road for these video sessions is we would actually like to kind of maybe like a chapter-based type thing. We'll start off simple, easygoing. Try to keep it in, not that we're above everyone by any means, but keep it simple, keep it in layman terms, because a term that I might throw out there a lot, like if I might say, hey, ISO or ISO, however you want to pronounce it, people are at home watching this are like, what the heck is he talking about? I mean, you know how that is, right?
Oh, yeah.
You throw those terms out there, and what we take for granted, knowing because we do this a lot, other people are like, okay, these guys have lost me already. Mike knows I'm good at that, right, Mike?
That's right.
I start talking and I just start going off in my own little world, and Mike's looking at
He
me
gets
like,
long-winded.
yeah, I do. As you can tell, I'm already talking. But anyway, hey, this wouldn't be a good video if we just sat here and looked at each other.
That's true.
That's true. I'm going to take Mike, you talk for a second. I'm going to take a drink.
Well, what we'd like to do also in the upcoming episodes, not only do we want to do photography tutorials, etc., But we also want to have Dan do a couple clips on maybe doing some simple edits with Lightroom or Elements or Photoshop. He's really good at that, a lot better than me, and I'm sure that we can have like 5-minute clips or something where he can show something simple that you guys can do if you own that software. Dan?
I love how Mike always throws more work on me. No, that's what we would like to do that eventually, because I'm
And the other thing too, sorry,
he's good at that. He cuts me off.
we'd like to, not everything is going to be here in front of the camera like this, like we're doing now. There's going to be times where we're going to be out in the field actually showing you what we do or what you can do when running your camera out in the field, whether it be shooting insects, shooting birds, shooting people outside. It's not always going to be inside. We're going to try to vary the scenarios a little bit. Sorry, Dan.
No, that's fine. He means shooting with the camera, not with guns.
Right.
I always like that. Oh, I just shot a bird out there, and everyone's like, "What?" With the camera. It's kind of an inside joke. But yeah, as Mike said, we're going to be, there's going to be clips. Mike's the big video editor here.
Yeah, and
So-
that takes some time to do the videos. So, we were talking about maybe throwing out one of these once a week, once every 2 weeks, but we'll see how it goes. It might be every 2 weeks, it might be once a month. There's a lot of editing that goes on to these.
So if there's soda come out, he's the guy to blame. No, I applaud Mike for his efforts because I didn't even want to get into the video processing part of it. I like the still shots and let him do all that other funky stuff. But he seems to enjoy that, so that's why we work good as a team. And I believe you turned the air conditioner back on.
Yeah.
Okay, hopefully.
Shut it off.
Yeah, let Mike's gonna step out of the frame here. It's hot here.
Okay.
We're actually in Pennsylvania. It's probably 80, close to 90 out there today.
Yeah, with the humidity, it feels hotter.
Yeah, the humidity is a killer, so we had the air running. Turn that off. I'm hoping that didn't interfere with the sound. We're just kind of going off camera sound right now. We don't have a specific mic setup for that, so bear with us, please.
It will get better. We will get better sound.
That being said, a DSLR. Okay, this is basically what it looks like. This is one of Mike's cameras. What is this? This is a
3100.
3100. Okay, if you have one of these type of cameras with the interchangeable lenses, you're at the right place. I'm not saying that you can't learn anything if you have a point and shoot type camera. You can. A lot of those nowadays you can actually get in there and adjust the settings manual. Some of them will allow you to do that. But basically, this is going to be geared towards more people with the DSLRs, Canons, Nikons, Sonys, whatever type of camera you have. Some of the terminology might be a little different from camera to camera. I know with Nikon, you're looking at maybe like an aperture priority mode, which is an A on the dial, whereas you're looking at what am I saying? You're looking at a Canon, sorry. We're looking at a Canon, and that might be like a TV on the dial, okay, for time value. So some of the stuff, the terminology from camera to camera might be a little different. And I'll try to explain some of that. We will, if we know it. We're Nikon shooters. Yay. Nothing against any other camera. All cameras do a fantastic job nowadays. Actually, when I was in film, doing film cameras years ago, I actually shot Canon. I just decided this time I would go Nikon. So, enough digressing. What we'd like to do now is we just kind of like to touch base real quick. This is going to be a long video. We just want to say some of the things that we're going to cover in the future sessions. Once again, we are going to have some clips from time to time of us out in the field doing stuff. We're going to start out very, very basic with what is automatic mode, okay, on your camera. These come off the shelf at the store. They're basically in automatic mode. People just point and click, okay? You got a very expensive point and click camera, okay, and that's great. But these also have the ability to go fully manual, okay? We're going to explain what's the difference between an automatic mode versus a fully manual mode, okay? Why would you want to shoot one over the other? Why would you pretty much never want to shoot in automatic mode? Mike and I are both kind of skewed towards we always shoot manual. Okay, either manual, aperture priority, or shutter speed priority. We'll explain what that stuff is. Okay, so the advantages of shooting one over the other. Then we're going to get into what's called the exposure triangle. The exposure triangle, that's very important. Would you say? That's probably one of the most important things that you have to understand. It is the most important thing, I would say. You have to understand your exposure triangle. Okay? And what that basically is that's basically 3 settings on your camera that you need to know how to adjust when you're in full manual mode, okay, to have a correct exposure. Okay? If you can get all 3 of those things in perfect balance, perfect harmony, you're going to have a perfect exposure on your camera. If one of them's off, you're either going to be overexposed, meaning you have too much light into the camera, or you're going to be underexposed, meaning not enough light. So we're going to cover the exposure triangle. What is it? The 3 elements that make it up. Your ISO or ISO, you have your shutter speed, and you have your aperture. Those are the 3 things you need to learn to control. You need to know these like the back of your hand. Okay? And I will be honest, it's probably gonna, okay, I'm totally lost at first. It does. It takes a little bit. It's easy to understand once you got a grasp of it. What do you think? Yeah?
Yeah.
But once you know that and you understand that, then you're going to find out your pictures are going to take on a whole new level. Okay? You can have a whole new level of creativity because you're now controlling the camera. The camera is no longer controlling you. So we're going to do the exposure triangle. We're going to talk about white balance. What is white balance? You ever take pictures in a room and you're like, boy, they're all yellow. What's going on here? Why are my pictures yellow? That has to do with your white balance. Your cameras, your camera has to be set up for a certain type of light. Each light puts off heat, which in Kelvin, okay? And white balance is a way to tell your camera, hey, I'm under a certain lighting condition, so I need, this is basically the Kelvin heat that these lights are putting off. My camera, basically, your camera has to compensate for that, okay? To make your pictures look nice, vibrant, and look the way they actually are supposed to look in that type of lighting. Not yellow, not orange, things like that. So we're going to hit white balance. We're going to talk about a little bit of portrait photography. I like portrait photography. Mike's more of a landscape type of guy, so he might be doing a few sessions down the road on landscape. We might talk about some equipment. Mike might have a little equipment session where he'll do a 5-minute little speech or talk on equipment. We're going to get, eventually we'll get into histograms, where histograms are on the back of your camera. Each time you take a picture, you get a histogram representation of how that picture was how it came out, with your darks and your lights, the contrasts, things like that. We're going to get into what is a histogram, how do you use a histogram. We're going to get maybe into a little bit more advanced type subjects down the road, like off-camera flash. I mean, flash on top of the camera, it's what it is. Okay, it's that flash of light hitting your subject, but it's putting out a very flat light. Okay, it's hitting them directly on. Okay, where you can really start to get creative is when you take the flash off the camera, maybe put it on a tripod, have somebody hold it as assistant, and come in at maybe like a 45-degree angle or a different angle. So now you're getting different lighting looks, okay? We're going to get into that, how do you know, how much flash to put out for that photograph. And we'll get into light meters. That's where a light meter comes in really handy. We have all that fun gear, so we're going to be able to get in and talk about all that stuff down the road.
And we're aiming for these episodes not to be very long. I mean, maybe 30 minutes at the most, 40. But we don't make it so long as you're getting bored to death.
Which you probably are with me by now. Yeah. But I'm one thing I'm a technical guy. I really like the technical aspects of it. Mike likes more like shut up and just let me take the picture. So I think we'll have a good mix here. You got Mr. Technical here, and we got Mr. Shut up and just take the stupid picture already. Okay. So, do you have anything else to say, Mike? Since I haven't really given you much time to say anything.
No, I'm pretty good. You pretty much said everything. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun with this series, and hopefully you guys will learn a little something and have fun along with us. And if you have any comments or questions or anything like that, these videos are gonna be posted on YouTube. as well as link to Facebook. So either if you have a question or a comment, feel free to post them on Facebook or even on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, we'll try to get.
Again, we're amateurs. Don't expect us to be a professional production, but we're slowly seeing what we can do to get there.
Yeah, and like I said, Mike says, post those comments. We'll do the best of our ability to do the best we can. We have our video lady back behind here, and I hope she's not getting too far over and getting into the camera because we have more of a I see her. But we have our young lady Jenna. She's actually running the camera for us right now. So, but like I said, we're amateurs. We're going to do the best of our ability to answer any questions that we can.
It's a fun hobby, and it can also be money making if you're really good at it. But main thing is for me, it's just a hobby and it's just fun, and we just like to try to help other people.
That's it. He summed it up perfectly. So, till next time, to our next session. Once again, I'm Dan,
And I'm Mike.
and we will I hope you look forward to doing these videos with us as much as we look forward to making them. So, till next time, get that camera off the shelf, dust it off, and get it ready because we're going to put it into action.